Okay, so we're all like going along, all happy and nice, and we see this beautiful cactus, and then all of a sudden we get to right here, and you were like, let's go this way, and then well, I thought it was going to be some little loop like this, but look.
It's far, huh?
That was huge, like it added like 4 or 5 miles.
Carl and I just made a decision. We're going to add some miles to where we already planned. We have no idea how this is going to go, but we're feeling adventurous, so we just turned left. I don't know what that Malpais or whatever that is called. At Santan Mountain with Carl Dobbins, and today our goal is to do 20 miles. I wanted to do 20 miles last week, but I just couldn't do it. I wasn't feeling well. But today we're on our first 10 and a half or 11 mile loop. It's right around that distance, and we're planning on doing 2 of those today. And you might notice I have a different pack on, other than the green pack that I've been wearing before. And you might have been asking, why is that guy always wearing a backpack to begin with on some of these shorter hikes if he's trying to run them? That green backpack is the same pack that I used on the Grand Canyon last year, and was up until recently the same pack that I'll be using this year. The idea is that you are training with the same gear, or most of the same gear, that you're going to be using on the hike itself. Since this hike is becoming more of a run, I'm trying to streamline my gear a little bit. So I've switched to a sort of an ultra running hydration vest. I went with the Nathan, it's the Nathan Vapor Craw, I think it's 12 liter. Now 12 liters is not describing the amount of water that can hold, it's describing the amount of space it has to put things in. So I tried to get the biggest one that I could find, so I could fit all of my gear, plus my camera gear and all that stuff. So I went with this one. It actually has a 1.8 liter water, like hydration bladder. And I got this from a place called iRun. iRun is this really cool running store in Phoenix. I think it's on Indian School and 48th Street. It's right near my office. So I went over there and I told them that I was looking to do the Grand Canyon. Turns out the 2 guys that run the store, one guy's name is James, the other guy's name is Mark. These guys are big time ultra runners that they have both run multiple 100-mile races. Both of them have run Western States multiple times. If you're not familiar with Western States, it's a 100-mile race, and it is it's run in California in like the Sierra Mountains. It is one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious, ultra marathon in the country and pretty much the world. And so they've both done that several times, and they've both run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim many times. And so I went to the right place and I asked them for some help. They gave me a lot of pointers and tips and everything, and James helped me pick out this pack. He says that's the same one that I use, and he does the Grand Canyon every year. So I have to say, they treated me extremely well. And I was telling Carl that they are not just one of the best running stores I've ever been to, but one of the best retail stores I've ever been to, just because of how well they treat people. So I liked them so much that I even got one of their hats. So I'm not really sure if I'm ready to switch over to you know, a hat like this yet, because I really like my my other hat. But that store is pretty awesome. So if you're in the area, if you're into running, either it's on the road or on the trail, you should go check out iRun. Awesome store. Ago, when Carla and I were running, we were talking about our bad knees and all the ailments that we have and stuff. So he just turned 47. I'm gonna be 47 in May. And we were laughing because we're like, we're almost 50 and we choose now to get into running. They say it's never too late. So we're having fun, so that's good.
We're the oldest trail runners out here.
Dude, I've noticed that if I grow out my whiskers at all, they're gray.
I mean, I haven't had a beard in a while. I need to put it out there and see what it looks like.
Yeah, it's so funny.
My daughter would get a good kick out of it, because they used to tease me that some of it was coming in gray. So I'm thinking about running that full marathon in Seattle.
Are you? Yeah, you should, dude. Because right after Grand Canyon, you'll be ready.
Well, the way I was thinking of it is like, it'd be my window of opportunity, because I'd be in my best shape, having trained, be able to say run a marathon. As long my mindset would be to try to just do it at like a 12-minute pace or something. Just like not try to push, just take it easy, run it like you're running a trail run or something.
Yeah,
not try to do no 9-minute pace.
Right, dude, that'd be awesome. You can cruise it and you'll be like, ah, this is easy.
Yeah, right.
Compared to the Grand Canyon, you won't have to go up 6,000 foot hill, you know?
Yeah, they give you water stations every 2 miles.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like pampered, the pampered runner. I feel like we're running a little more this time. I don't know, it doesn't seem as hard. I might be imagining things because I was been sick for 3 weeks.
Well, it seems like we have a pretty good pace.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna aim for about a marathon distance.
Oh crap.
Yeah. I don't think about it that way. I just think about it a section at a time. Like today, all we gotta do is this 10-mile loop, and then after that we just start over again.
We need to be a little more prepared with water next week.
Yeah.
Make sure we have our fuel.
Yep. Like we'll bring some extra gallons of water and put them in the cars and then stop and fill up again. So we are pushing along. I think we actually took a big break. We stopped at the main entrance. Because they have bathrooms and they've got water and everything. So we filled up again. And it was a good thing, but it was also a little bit of a bad thing because we both kind of tightened up a little bit. It's a really beautiful day. I mean, it's the end of March. I don't know, what is it? What's the day? The 23rd? 24th?
24th.
I think it's the 24th. So it's towards the end of March. We have a really nice cool breeze. We've got some scattered clouds. And so a lot of times this time of year, the sun is already beating down on you. It's a little after, it's like 9:30 or something like that right now. We've been out here since a little after 5 a.m. and we're pushing along the back half of our 20-mile adventure today. And starting to fill it. So I have this new soft flask. My brother will think it's cool because his name is Nathan, and if my backpack is made by a company called Nathan Sports. There you go, Nate. I'm using some stuff with your name on it. But this little soft thing, this soft flask, me and Carl were just joking that it's like my IV, because we were talking about getting nutrition on a long distance trail run or hike or whatever. Ideally, if you could carry an IV with you and have the calories just dripping into your body that whole time, that would be the right thing to do. So you really have to be careful to make sure you're always eating, because you only have a certain amount of stored energy. Once that's gone, your body gets depleted, and then that has some very adverse effects. Talked about bonking in one of the other videos, and that's what happens, and then you're really in trouble. So you have to kind of eat. That's one of the things that you have to be disciplined about. Even if you're not hungry, you have to eat about 300 calories an hour, 100 calories every 20 minutes or something like that. So I'm still getting used to this soft flask. It feels weird. It's pretty cool. I've got some tailwind in here. It's a powder. It's about 200 calories, and you know, it's a good way to get some calories in you and some hydration. Carl's been having some issues with calf cramp. His calf has been cramping up every so often. It just catches him off guard. So we started running again, and we were moving along pretty good, but we had to stop because his calf has been bugging him. So we're going to just chill for a little bit. He's going to stretch it out, and then we'll keep on going. Man, I love the desert so much more when it's not 120 degrees. This place is so awesome. It's so beautiful, and it's so much more enjoyable when the temperatures are so much cooler. We just met Linda Russell. She's a mountain biker. She's out here. You come out here a lot?
This is my 9th year.
Oh wow, she's been coming out for 9 years, and she was telling us about something called a crested saguaro cactus. And we were asking her, what in the world is that?
And I said, a crested saguaro is when they grow inside of each other. It's almost like a mutant cactus, and it's just right up there.
And then
there's one in a million,
wow,
basically. And this one here, if you Google it, you'll see it in the Santan Mountain National Park, the encrusted saguaro right here in this desert.
Okay, so Linda Russell is getting more interesting by the minute. She just said she's been doing this trail, been out here riding her mountain bike, out on these trails for 9 years. And she was just telling Carl and I that this is her last day on this trail. Because why?
Well, because we're off to a new adventure. We're in the 3rd trimester of our lives, and of course we don't want to color inside the lines and live inside the bubble. We want to live outside of that, and we're going to be heading to Panama or Costa Rica. We're looking for beachfront property. My husband and I came from the ocean, and we're going to head back to the ocean, and it took a really good house and a beautiful mountain to keep us here for 9 years.
Wow. So they've sold their house, and they're going down further south. They're from Canada. They're like you're slowly working your way down to the equator, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yes.
So we wish Linda Russell and her husband good luck in their adventures, and enjoy your last day out at Santan Mountain Regional Park.
Thank you, and it was wonderful running into you guys.
Thank you. So Carl, last time when we were training last year, the way we trained really is that we would like hike a mile, run a mile, and stuff like that. So this is way more than what we did last year. And I felt like I was in pretty good shape last year. I probably could have, you know, if we went a little faster, I probably could have done better, but I feel like what we're doing is way more than what I did last year, as long as you're working out during training during the week, and I've been having problems. I haven't been able to train as much during the week as I'd like to. So I'm hoping I could do better now that I'm not sick.
So that's all good, but this year we're carrying granite rocks.
And that makes it harder, right? It's like weights.
It's got this good granite energy flowing through me, carrying me along. It's like being one with nature.
You're anti-calf cramping granite.
Hey, it's working.
That's awesome.
Stretch out a little and carry a granite rock.
We're gonna name that rock Placebo.
Yeah, and have it polished by the time we're done.
Yeah, dude. Carl and I just made a decision. We're gonna add some miles to where we already planned. We have no idea how this is gonna go, but we're feeling adventurous, so we just turned left. I don't know what that, Malpais or whatever that is called. Anyways, airplane. We just turned left, and this trail will add quite a few more miles, and a lot of it is in a wash, so it really beats you up, but we're gonna do it and see how it goes. The hard part about this trail, I've only been on it once, and it was in the dark. The hard part about this trail is it's in a wash, and there's a lot of sand, and it's really soft, and so it's kind of like running on the beach, but you're running on the part where there's no water, so it's all soft and it really bogs you down. It's just really soft sand, so it makes it really tough to go very fast. Carl was just saying, man, we got to get out of this wash. We both agree it's good. I mean, this is training, right? And so it's got to be, it can't be easy, otherwise you won't improve. Carl's been carrying this rock around. He grabbed it last time he stretched his calf, and he's holding on to it, and so far he hasn't had any more cramps. So we're saying it's the magic rock. It's the magic anti-cramp rock. I think maybe you go out here and you start getting delirious, so you have to make up stories and imagine things to keep your mind off being tired.
We need an anti-wash rock.
Yeah, we do. So we're leaving the wash, and I still don't know how to say it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Malpais, little trail loop, and it's like, feels like we need to celebrate or something, because that was definitely slow going. So I don't know if you can hear this, there's a lot of wind out here, but we just finished our hike run. We did 25.6 miles, and I think our average pace was somewhere 15 and a half or 16 minutes per mile. That was a long ways, and we're both really tired, but the good thing is we did 25 and a half miles.
We did it.
And we're trying to get those miles in, trying to bring our fitness up, getting ready for the Grand Canyon. So hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
You know what else those guys said at the iRun store? The guy, I think he's the owner, I don't know, his name's Mark, and he was saying that, he said, if you can run the Grand Canyon, you can run 100 miles. So that's our next thing.
We're going to that.
We'll go run 100 miles now.
Organic dried cane syrup.
Gotta make sure I don't touch that thing with my hand.